Hello, today I'm going to show you how to paint a color wheel. So the first thing we're going to do is label the colors. At the bottom of my handout you can see that I have a key. In the circles we're going to put the primary colors. In the squares we will make the secondary colors. In the triangles we'll make the intermediate colors, or also known as the tertiary colors. And in the X, or the plus sign in the middle, we will make the neutral colors. So first we're going to label the handout. In the circles where the primary colors go, we're going to put red at the top. On the right hand side we'll write the word yellow. In the bottom left we'll put the color blue. The next colors we're going to label are the secondary colors, which are in the squares. So over here, to make the color that goes in the square, we're going to mix red plus yellow and we'll get orange. So I'm actually going to write the formula. Red plus yellow equals orange. This square is between blue and yellow, so here we'll mix the blue plus yellow and we'll get green. And the last square over here is between blue and red, so we'll mix red plus blue and we'll get purple. Red plus blue plus purple. The triangles are pretty easy. You just mix whatever they're between. This triangle is between red and orange, so we're going to get a color called red-orange. So to label that, I'm just going to write R-O. This triangle is between yellow and orange, and I'm going to label this Y-O. If you notice, I always put the primary color first on the label. This color is between yellow and green, so it will be yellow-green. This color is between blue and green, so it will be blue-green. This color is between blue and purple, so we'll have blue-purple. And this color here is going to be between red and purple, so we'll have red-purple. In the middle, you're going to mix all three primaries together. You should get a shade of brown for this paint. So in here we'll put red plus yellow plus blue, and we'll do that last. Okay, so I'm going to start by painting in just the primary colors. To do that, you will need a palette with red, yellow, and blue. I squirted out about an amount equal to a little bit bigger than a nickel, and you can see it spread out to be quite a bit of paint now. You also need a half a cup of water. I fill it halfway in case I spill it. It's not so much cleanup. You can get 2 paper towels. These are for wiping your paintbrush to make sure that your paintbrush is clean, and also to wipe your table once you're done. And then I chose a paintbrush. I chose kind of a medium-sized paintbrush. If you choose a tiny one, it'll take you a while to get the circles filled in. And if you choose a big one, it's going to be too large for the shapes we're doing. So try to choose a medium paintbrush that will fit these shapes. The first color I'm going to paint will be the red. So I usually start pretty quickly, and I paint the main part of the color, and then I'm going to tighten up on my paintbrush a little bit and try to get along the sides. I want you to practice keeping your paintbrush inside the lines. If you have to, you can turn your paper. And there's the red. So now I want to completely rinse my paintbrush, and I'm going to switch to do the yellow. So I just rinsed my paintbrush in the water cup, and I know it's clean because the water coming out of the brush is clear. So now for the yellow, same thing, block in the main part and then tighten up on your paintbrush and try to do the edge. See if you can control your paint well enough to keep it inside the lines. Next, I'll mix the red and yellow to get orange. So I'm going to show you that on the palette. One hint is to always put the dark color into the light color. So I'm going to scoop up some of my yellow, and I'm going to take a tiny bit of red from the edge. I'm starting with a little bit at a time because the dark colors are really powerful. So that made kind of a lighter orange. I'll add a little bit more. Twirl your brush to get the paint going. And that's a pretty good orange, so I'm going to use that one to go into my first square. Okay, next I'll try the red-orange triangle, and last I'll do the yellow-orange triangle. So I'm rinsing my brush again, and I'm going to check it again on the paper towel. And then I'll make my red-orange and my yellow-orange. So I need half of this for each one of those colors. So I'll make the red-orange on this side and the yellow-orange on this side. I'm going to take a little bit of red and add it here. And what I want to get is an orange that has a lot of red in it. So it looks different from that, and it looks different from that. So that's a pretty good mix. Tightening up on my brush because this is a small shape. Once you get it on the paper, just double check to make sure that it does look different from the two colors you already have on there. If it looks the same, you'll need to correct it. So there's my red-orange, cleaning my brush. And then I want to use a little bit of this orange that I... Next I'm going to put my blue in the primary over here. So fill in the circle and then try to get the edge nice. Green is next, so I'm going to mix the blue plus yellow together. So if you remember, I told you before, always put the dark color into the light. So I'm going to scoop up some yellow, and I'm going to add a tiny bit of the blue from the side. The blue is really strong. So I did a nice small amount, but I might need to add a little bit more. So pull a little more from the edge. And then make sure you get it all mixed completely. You should be able to make a really nice shade of green. A tiny bit more. There we go. And I'm twirling my brush to get the colors out of it, so it's not streaky. There. So I'll use that as my green. Okay, I'm going to rinse my brush to make my yellow green and blue green. Okay, so I'll do the yellow green first. So remember, darken to light. So I'm going to put a little bit of this green into my yellow. I think that was a lot. There it goes. That will be my first triangle. Rinse my brush. And next I'm going to make blue-green. So I'm going to put a little bit of this blue into the edge of my green. Should get a really nice color of blue-green. And I'm going to give you one hint. Try to keep the water out of your brush. So this color looks really watery. I might have too much water in my brush. So once in a while you might need to fold your paintbrush into the paper towel and just squeeze. Do not pull on it. You just need to squeeze the water out. Okay, next is purple, so I need to mix the red and blue together. I'm going to put the red down first because it's the lighter one, and add some blue to it. Mix until I get purple. And again, I'm twirling my brush to get everything out of it, and I think it needs a little bit more blue. There we go. Okay, so that's a nice purple. Okay, then I need to make my red purple and blue purple. Clean the brush. I'm going to add a little bit of red, or actually I'm going to put the purple into the red. Let's just move some over. And I should get a reddish purple. That'll be my first triangle. Okay, so I'm having trouble because if I set my hand down, it's going to go into the paint. So I'm actually putting my pinky down to hold my hand up. You can also put something under your hand. Okay, next I'm going to add some blue into the purple to make a blue violet.